TV 14 on SmackDown. Shane McMahon possibly being the new head writer to replace Bruce Pritchard. And Renee Young quits the WWE. Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the General Jerry channel. If you like, please subscribe, like and comment. It can help with the algorithm on YouTube. I don't usually say that, but if you comment on the comments below, it'll help me a lot for these videos to get out to new people, and we can try and get 5,000 subscribers, because that's my goal. Anyway, so we've got three big news outlets right now. The first is an actual story that I want to debunk, because there's been a news story going around that AJ Styles is going to TNA. Everyone's posting about this last week. I did the research. It's wrong. It's not true at all. There is an actual direct quote from AJ Styles, but to summarize, he turned around and said, never say never, but I want to retire in WWE. But, certain news article decided to take that interview from a third party and then use that third party into their third party and then tried to put out, stuff, whoever that site might. What culture? Anyway, so, today, I just wanted to prove that straight away. Today we're going to be talking about these three topics. Let's talk a little bit about, Renee Young. We'll go with Renee Young first. So Renee Young is officially leaving WWE. This doesn't surprise me. A lot of people were surprised. They were like, oh, gee Willikers, Batman. If people say that anymore. They were like, I can't believe this. Can't believe she's leaving. It's unbelievable. This was always going to happen. Also, people that are saying that it's because Jon Moxley went to AEW, not the case at all. Obviously, I want to talk about the main things. I'm going to talk about the thing that everyone has kind of summarized, but I think a lot of the mistreatment on the, I can't even say it on YouTube now because it'll get demonetized, but the incident that's been going on in 2020, that's how bad YouTube is right now. I can't even say the actual thing that's going on with ourselves right now, but because of the situation and the treatment and the way WWE handled it, they've messed it up, like especially in the early stages of WWE when this whole thing came out. They handled it poorly, to say the least. And Renee Young did get that incident. It's how bad YouTube is, man. I can't even say the actual thing. I don't know. Anyway, so Renee Young caught this situation. I think it's actually more funny the way I say it. But she caught this, and I think when she was at home, Dean Ambrose is there. I think they got to talking, and she said, you know what? This whole thing, this situation that's going on right now, it's only going to get worse. I would rather take myself out of that and put myself in a career path that's a lot better. Renee Young has actually done pretty well for herself in WWE, but she also has really good outlets outside of it. Number one, her cooking book is actually, she's releasing that very soon. She also has actual legitimate credentials. She's very similar to Mauro Ranallo. Mauro Ranallo is another guy who I think is kind of underutilized. He's a fantastic boxing commentator. Something that nobody in WWE or wrestling really talk about. Like, Mauro Ranallo, that guy in NXT. No, he's always been a boxing guy. I know him more for his boxing commentary than I actually do for wrestling. Although I think he's actually, in my opinion, one of the best announcers there. And this is coming from a guy who hates the indies and the NXT kind of caliber things. I don't like that, but Mauro Ranallo I actually quite like. In fact, I would say bring him to Raw and SmackDown, but apparently, Michael Cole don't like that. The less I say that about the better, but, let's just say a few of the commentators have a little bit of politics as well. It's not just the professional wrestlers. But with Renee Young, I actually did quite like her. I thought she was a really good interviewer. She did the announcing. She was alright at it. I'm not gonna lie, she wasn't perfect. She was a bit better than maybe some of the people that we've got now, like Corey Graves. What's it? Like, Corey Graves is just awful on every level. I quite like Renee Young though. She wasn't perfect, but I do think for the most part, I think she's done really well in WWE. I would even say it was a step down for her to go to WWE. I do think she'll be on to better things. She's releasing a cooking book. She obviously was on ESPN, apparently over in Canada. And I could honestly see her do more better stuff outside of WWE. I think that she's not like a Michael Cole, where Michael Cole is more known for WWE. I think Renee Young actually now wants to get out of there rather than getting typecasted, because that's what happens to especially wrestlers. Like Rock had a fight for that for so many years. You don't want to get typecasted as the interviewer in WWE. So, but I actually quite liked her. She actually had her own WWE Network show, which is pretty decent as well, where she interviewed people. I quite like her, you know what I mean? But honestly, I think it's a good decision for her to leave. Obviously, the mistreatment of the incident. I sound like, you know, in that Netflix special in Daredevil where they say, the incident. But anyway, so Renee Young, fair play to her. Actually want to congratulate her for leaving WWE. Oh yeah, by the way, see these people that are like, oh man, she's gonna go to AEW, man. I'm not saying that she's not. But I'm just saying, why would you go to Raw and SmackDown with over 1 million viewers and then go to AEW that barely scratches 1 million viewers? On a mainstream level, as a star's perspective, you clearly want to get yourself in an outlet that goes, like, whenever you leave a job or you leave anything, you want to go above that. I think Renee Young is probably thinking of doing something that's higher than maybe what she did in wrestling. I could be wrong. She could show up in AEW. I don't know. But I personally, from everything, I do think she'll actually do other things that are non-wrestling. For example, in her cooking book, etc., etc. Now, let's get into let us get into, you know what? Let's get into Shane McMahon. Okay? This has been reported. It's been reportedly reported that Shane McMahon is going to be the head of creative on Raw. He will be replacing Bruce Pritchard. And all I want to say is, thank the Lord. Now, everyone's turned around and saying, oh, but Vince is still in charge. He has the final say. Like, the same, like, look, I get it. You don't like WWE, okay? I'm sick of these people on, like, Facebook and all Twitter and everything. And they're like, Vince McMahon killed my mother. Like, it's just the same thing. I'm getting sick of hearing about it, okay? Like, I get it. You don't like WWE. I'm not a big fan of it either, okay? I barely watch it. But, come on. Can we at least give some credit where credit is due? I love the fact that these people were clamoring for TV14, which we'll get to in a second. Just didn't mention it. Just didn't talk about it at all. You know, oh, I love the guy from Japan. Shut up, idiots. I don't know, man. I'm trying to actually not look at too many wrestling opinions now, because it's getting me legitimately angry at some of the things that I've seen on the internet. Like, it's just like, I get it. You hate Vince, alright, cool. And I had this conversation with Sean DeJesus on GTA, and I made, if I don't mind me asking, a very excellent point. I bet you, and touch wood he doesn't, okay? Touch wood, because I don't want to wish death on anyone. But I guarantee you, when Vince McMahon passes away, or he quits WWE, in about 3 years, you'll be begging for Vince to come back. Because if you honestly think Triple H is going to do a decent job in WWE, I'm sorry, but he's not, okay? I know there's just been this thing going around that Triple H is the be and end all, and he's a god and stuff like that, and whatever. I'm sorry, but Triple H, if you look at an actual business aspect, this man is in charge of NXT, and he's getting his ass kicked by AEW. Now, I'm actually praising AEW in a certain degree, because if you look at it statistically, AEW's getting better ratings than NXT. That's a fact. That's just outright fact. You know, whether you like to agree with me or not, I know a lot of the anti-smarks are not going to be happy at me saying this. I know that's going to enrage a few people, but let's just call it like it is. Triple H, literally, Triple H, literally in charge of NXT, can barely beat a fat Chris Jericho. And then this is the man that's going to take over the company. Now, I have a theory, okay? This isn't official, but I have a theory. I believe Shane might be possibly primed to be the next guy. I'm going to be honest. If there was two doors, there was Triple H and there was Shane McMahon, okay? Two people, Shane and Triple H. If I could pick any of them to be the owner of WWE, I'm taking Shane. Because Shane actually left WWE, learnt the business aspect of things outside of WWE, used that knowledge, and can use that knowledge bringing it back to WWE. While Triple H has just stuck himself in there, he's getting his ass handed to him by AEW. Whether you anti-smarks, whatever the hell it is, like to admit it or not, it's true. He's getting beat. NXT is getting beat by AEW. Now, I'm not saying that, like, Raw or SmackDown might lose to AEW, because I highly doubt that. I think Raw's just a complete different caliber. AEW isn't even in that same level at this point. AEW at this point is a C-level show. Okay? It is, in a rating standpoint. And if you can't see that, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But, I'm gonna trigger, I'm triggering everyone right now today. But, let's just face the facts. Shane McMahon, from my perspective, is what I believe is that he is indeed better than Triple H. And the reason why I say that is because Shane McMahon likes to do things different. That's what WWE essentially thrives on. When you do stuff different, you can. I'm not saying that everything that they throw a dart at the board is going to stick, but Shane has that. Shane is 10 times better than Bruce Pritchard. And by the way, I just want to say this. I love the fact that a load of people disliked 1 year ago, mass disliked my video on Bruce Pritchard. I love the fact that they did that. They started mass disliking my video on Bruce Pritchard. They were like, I can't believe you would say this, Jerry, about Bruce Pritchard. He sucked. He was awful. Like, what did actually Bruce Pritchard do when he took over WWE? He made it even more boring. Just like he did with TNA. So, but people seem to have thought that Bruce Pritchard was this guy, like, he was like the fairy godmother who, oh, he did really well in TNA. He wasn't. Bruce Pritchard was awful in TNA. Like, this man had terrible storylines in TNA. And then they brought him to WWE. Everyone started supporting him. Oh, man, he's gonna be amazing. This is a guy that gave the go-ahead for the man this is the guy that gave a go-ahead for Otis to be Money in the Bank winner? And you seem to think that Bruce Pritchard is amazing? Are you out of your minds? Anyway, I hope this is true. I think Shane is an amazing choice. I think Shane should take over Vince when Vince retires. I don't think it should be Stephanie. I think Stephanie could do a secretary role, or whatever the hell it might be, charge of the women's division, whatever it might be. But Shane knows what the hell he's doing. I have more faith in Shane than I do with Triple H. From my perspective. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. But anything's better than Bruce Pritchard. In our last story, I can't believe no one talked about this. Literally no one. I think the only person was that one guy who we're not going to mention on here. He was the only one that talked about this. Him. Nobody else talked about it. There was no dirt sheet reporting. I mean, no DQ, I think that they may have talked about it. WWE went TV 14 last Friday. They went TV 14. Nobody talked about it. I was like, what? I like looked on it. I'm like, this has to be clickbait. I look at it. I'm like, what? Smackdown was TV 14? Nobody reacted. And I wrote, and the thing was like, wait, nobody told me. And people were turning around saying, who cares? It's still terrible. I was like, it's TV 14. Like, look, I know TV 14 isn't going to be the massive saving grace, but it's a step in the right direction. Like, people should be applauding this. Yes, well done. I love the fact that nobody praises when WWE do something good. They made a step in the right direction. And by the way, that story I did, remember whenever I talked about Fox taking over SmackDown, and I told you Fox wanted TV 14, and y'all laughed at me, just like Bruce Pritchard? Who's laughing now? He's laughing now, boys. That's right. Anyway, I think it's excellent TV 14's on SmackDown. If it's TV 14 next week, I'm gonna watch it. I might even review it. That's right, I might even review SmackDown if it's TV 14 again. I hope this is a reoccurring thing. There's been no reports at all that it's going to be a reoccurring thing. I hope that they keep it. WWE had a massive missed opportunity. All Vince McMahon needed to do was say, guys, amazing announcement, TV 14 for SmackDown. Are you ready? Would have got a ton of viewership. WWE didn't do that. They just, oh, it's SmackDown. Are you serious? Advertise that. Whoever's in charge of the advertising company in WWE just needs to get fired. That is a golden opportunity. Everyone could have reported on this. WWE announced that SmackDown will be TV 14. That would have been all over the news. But then, people thought it was just a typical crappy SmackDown. And then people didn't realize a few days after that it was TV 14. That's a really missed opportunity. WWE have a habit of doing that, where they have something kind of cool in the palm of their hands and they just let it slip, like a beta male when he tries to shake your hand, like a little weak kind of wrist. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. Also, I have an Instagram. I do weight training, kind of weight videos, blah blah blah. You want to check that out? You want to check what I do in my day-to-day routine? A lot of you seem to enjoy it. I'm gonna keep that reserved on Instagram for now until this whole situation goes away, and then I might make a vlog channel at some point. Anyone who doesn't know, I might as well just say this towards the end. There was plans for a vlog channel on, it was going to be called something, General something, and there was plans to make that. I was actually going to get an editor and everything involved in it, and I had a cameraman and everything. I had it all sorted out, and then this happened. This situation happened. Anyway, please comment and subscribe. Hit that like button. Click it and all that there if you want. It's up to you guys. Road to 5,000 subscribers, people. Road to 5,000, y'all.